Hello, Wheaton High School. Welcome to the ninth grade parent meeting. My name is Lauren Zolkowitz, and I'm the ninth grade Academy Leader at Wheaton High School. Unfortunately, the recording we had from the original meeting was recorded only in Spanish, so we wanted to make sure that we also had an English version for parents to access as well. So this is the re-recorded version of it. During the night, we had Spanish interpretation, but again, if you want to listen to this video in Spanish, there is a Spanish video that is located on our website. We did have a welcome from Dr. Muggy, and these were our panelists that we had who were either presenting or they were answering questions in our Q&A section during the ninth grade parent meeting. So here were the outcomes of this meeting. We wanted to communicate the importance of the parent-teacher-student partnership to make sure that learning is successful in ninth grade. Ninth grade can be quite a difficult year for students. The transition between middle school, where nothing quite counts as much towards graduation, then to high school where everything counts towards graduation can be a very difficult one for many, many students. I myself have been a teacher at Wheaton High School for 13 years, overall for 17 years. I see students struggling with this transition all the time. And that's why we have ninth grade academy to help assist students who are struggling in some of those core subjects. We also wanted to demonstrate to parents the impact of marking periods on a semester grade on a transcript. We also wanted to show you how you can monitor the credits that your student obtains towards graduation. And we also wanted to provide a weekly checklist that can help you and your child ensure success during the distance learning program. So distance learning, it is difficult, correct? I am a teacher, but I'm also a mother of 3 rambunctious boys, 2 of which are in elementary school in my MCPS. So I can see the struggle of distance learning from a younger age, and I'm sure you guys can see your students struggle with distance learning from an older age. We have the most dedicated teachers at Wheaton High School who are here to help your students in every which way. So we just want to make sure that everyone is taking advantage of that help. So we kind of wanted to make sure everyone is aware of their roles during this distance learning partnership. But to be honest, these roles pretty much should be followed when we're in school, in-person school as well. We just want to make sure we have a strong parent-teacher-student connection, because when we all work together, the students are much more successful. So what is the role of the student? They attend class on time every day. They participate in discussions so they know that they're getting something out of the class, and they submit assignments on time. For the teacher has many roles. The first is to, number one, deliver the content to the students in an interactive and exciting way, providing feedback on assignments and opportunities to redo those assignments, and to be in constant communication with parents and students. And this is where we have the parents' role, where we could use your help in this distance learning. To assist the student with assignment submission, to check attendance and grades weekly. We're not asking every single day, but maybe once a week, having to check grades and attendance is a good routine to get into for distance learning and regular learning. What we asked parents to do is to log into Parent View or Student View. You don't have to log into Parent View or Student View. It's just that the videos that I'm going to show you really use those to show you how you can access your child's grades as well as their transcripts. Parent View is only if you have set up the account established by Wheaton High School in Montgomery County, and I believe that account was established way back in September. If you don't have access to that account, since you need a number to access that, you can always use your student's Student View account, which is on their Chromebook, which is on their normal computer. Both of these logins you can access through the Wheaton High School website. If the student has a Chromebook, you'll see this toggle, the MCPS bookmark bar, and you could just click on Student View, and their login should be right there that you could log in and access their grades and so forth. So I'm going to show you a video from Jean Salvato. She's our AP coordinator at Wheaton High School. She also has kids in MCPS of high school age, and she's going to show you how to check grades and documents on Synergy, which again is using Student View or Parent View.
Hello, and again, thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Jean Salvato. I'm a teacher at Wheaton High School, as well as I manage the Advanced Placement Program. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through how you can check grades, look at documents, and some information about the differences between Synergy and Canvas. I want to encourage you to continue to write your questions in the Q&A section, and somebody will be there answering them. Let me go through a little bit about what we're going to look at first. While I'm doing so, if you can take a minute and make sure that you're logged into Parent View. If you can't log into Parent View, feel comfortable having your child log you into Student View. And if either of those aren't possible right now, you can follow through as I'll go ahead and walk you through some of my own account information. We're going to look at a couple of key things, and that is when you log in, the main page you have will have messages from not only MCPS, but from any parent, teacher, student interactions. You should also note that along the left-hand bar, you will always have this list of items that are available to you. Tonight, I'm going to show you attendance, the grade book, parent resources, as well as documents. Let me step you into my account so you can see it, and that way you'll get a glimpse about what everything looks like. First off, you should know that this is the main login page. Once you log in, you get this corner section as well as way to the top. You'll have a place where you can see one of your child's names. And if you have more than one student in MCPS, there'll be a drop-down bar for you to move to your other child. For these purposes, I need you just to make sure that you can see a couple of different bars. The first one is attendance. I have up on the screen one of my children's attendance. And as you can see, he has attended as long as it appears like he's attended all of his classes. If your kid is not attending, you'll see a huge X, or if it was excused or tardy. Another area I want to point you into is documents. That's the place where you can find anything that MCPS has sent to you. For instance, the other day on just November 19th, we received the MAP R reports and MAP M reports for our children. If you click in that, the formal report, every student took it, should be listed there. If yours is not, your child did not either complete it or was not in attendance. The other thing in there is your marking period 1 report card. You can click in there and see your son's or daughter's report card. You also can see it here as a quick view, but this again is the formalized report. Another thing I wanted to show you quickly is the grade book. This is the formal grade book for your child. No matter what it says in MCPS Classroom, this is the one at this time that is formalized. And then the last area that you want to take a look at is the parent resources. And that'll punch you into using MCPS Classroom and moves you into that classroom when you click it. So click that button and take yourself there. You'll notice it looks a little bit different, but this is the current portal for students. I've taken you into one of my children's classes. There's a couple of things to notice. There's a coming up. You can look at the calendar for that teacher. You also can see that each teacher's main page might look a little different. This teacher is doing it by weeks and lessons. And if you clicked in it, you would see what assignments are due at that time. You can also see that he has some buttons open for your child to see. One of them is grades. Something to note with grades in Canvas is that these grades are temporarily here until they are uploaded to Synergy, which again is the formal grade book. And it looks like this. So the difference is that this is a temporary place for grades until they are synced by your teacher. But each teacher's information is here, and it might look different. This is another classes of my child. You can see how there's many more things open for the kid to look at. Again, a little different. But there's a couple of really important things for you to know when you look at the differences between the two. For instance, in Canvas, it is a portal for teachers to assign work, give students information and content, and their grading information and feedback. Students submit grades, Some assignments aren't in Synergy because maybe it's ungraded or there's another purpose for the assignment. Synergy is your formal platform. That is the current grade for the class. And if grades close that day, that is the current grade. Teachers sync from Canvas, which is called My MCPS Classroom, when they want that final grade to show. It is the sharing place for all grades. When you looked at your report cards and you saw a grade from marking period 1, and maybe you went to the grade book and then looked at marking period 2, and you might have said, oh, they had an A from marking period 1, but now they have a C. If that went to grades right away, it would be a B. So you need to constantly make sure that students are keeping up with that missing work and keeping up with anything that they need inside Synergy. So double checking back and forth is fine. Till the teacher will sync inside Synergy. Again, if you have any questions, you should absolutely feel comfortable at any time. Thanks for joining.
Thank you to Jean Salvato for showing us the ropes between MyMCPS and Synergy. It can be all quite confusing, especially when, again, when students and parents are so used to the classes being present but not necessarily counted towards graduation, such as middle school, to now in high school when pretty much most classes are required to graduate. So constantly checking up on students' assignment submission and their works and their grades is imperative to, for success in high school. Next up, I have a video from Shannon Holliday. She is one of our counselors, and she's going to talk about exactly what courses your student needs in order to graduate. And for ninth graders, their graduation is 2024, June of 2024. And so these are all the classes that they have to pass in order to graduate in June of 2024. Passing means a D or higher, an A, B, C, or D. An E does not mean that they have passed, okay? Oh, you know what? She did not make a video, so I'm just going to walk you through it. So with English, you need 4 years of English. Every single year, you need to take a whole year of English. That's 2 semesters. So right now, all of your ninth graders are either in English 9, or if they are in the ESOL Academy, they are in ESOL 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, and then when they get to 10th grade, they will take English 10 and so on. Every single year, your student will be in an English class. This is imperative because if your student does not pass English 9, they will have to take it again and again until they're able to pass it to move on for graduation. For math, some of these classes like algebra and geometry, you might recognize already because your student has taken those in middle school. But in Montgomery County and the state of Maryland, you have to take a math class every single year. So therefore, they might be in Algebra 2 or pre-calculus, and then they will move on to the next step in the math curriculum. When they get to junior and senior year, there's plenty of different AP classes they can take to ensure there's math credits if they decide to do it that route. But yes, every single year, your student has to be in a math class. But if you do check their transcripts on Synergy, you will be able to see the grades that carried over from middle school, such as possibly algebra and geometry. For science, you need 3 years of science. Most of your students might be in biology right now. Some of them are in physics, but they have to have 3 complete years of biology. For social studies, same thing as science, you need 3 complete years of social studies. All of your students are currently in U.S. history at the moment, and if they do not pass U.S. history, they will have to retake it until they pass it in order to be on time for graduation. On top of our core subjects, there is 1 credit each needed in art, PE, and basic technology, okay? And then a half credit needed in health. 1 credit is a full year, half credit is 1 semester. On top of that, you have your student has to have a program completer. They have to have either 2 years in world language. Many of them might have taken world language in middle school, Okay, so they have completed that part of their graduation requirement. They could also get 4 to 9 years of credits at Edison. They could also get 4 credits in child development, 5 credits in the engineering academy, 4 credits in the bioscience academy, or 4 credits in the IT academy. All of those different pathways include classes that need for graduation. So what does your student need just to move on to 10th grade? They need 1 credit in math, 1 credit in English, and 5 credits minimum. Now keep in mind your student is in 7 classes, so they should have 7 credits when they move on to 10th grade, unless they have failed one of those classes, okay? 22 credits. 22 is the magical number. You want to make sure you remember 22. That is the minimum number your student needs in order to graduate. Okay, now that you understand what classes your student needs to graduate, you probably are wondering, well, how many have they taken? So I'm going to show you a quick video from one of our U.S. history teachers, Kat Piscini, and she's going to describe how you can use your student's student view account or your parent view account to check your student's transcripts.
Hello, Wheaton High School students. We are going to talk you through how to check your transcript on Synergy. So, to start this, you are going to need to log into Student View. Once you are on Student View, you will see your home page, which is either your schedule or where it says home page. And you're going to go to the left-hand side, and you are going to click Course History. Once you click on Course History, you will see this on your screen. So it's all the different subject areas that are required for graduation and your progress towards completing those graduation requirements. But there is an easier way to actually look at your transcript. If you go over here to the right-hand side where it says Detail, please click on it so that it no longer says Off and instead has this green On. Once you click on that, you are going to scroll down. Once you scroll down, you will see this. This is your transcript. So for each subject area, the required number of credits is listed. In addition to that, listed are the number of those credits that you have completed, the number of those credits that are in progress, meaning you are currently taking those courses, and then the number of credits that are remaining, meaning that you still need to take. So, for example, this student, for English, there is a requirement of 4 credits for graduation. 2 credits have been completed. 1 credit is currently in progress. So, looking forward to registering for classes next month, this student is going to need to make sure that they register for an English course since they have 1 credit of English remaining. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom here, it lists the total numbers. So you need 22 credits to graduate from Wheaton High School. This student currently has passed and received 16 credits. 7 credits are in progress, and 2.5 credits are remaining. So it's important to understand that a semester-long course is a half a credit. In addition to that, in order to gain credit for a course, you need to pass that course. So looking forward to what classes you need to register for, you need to make sure that you register for the 2.5 that you are missing, but also that you pass the required courses here that are currently in progress. That's how you check your transcript on the Wheaton High School Synergy. Hello, Wheaton High School students.
Thanks, Kat. Again, I know these videos can be overwhelming. We have these videos posted separately on the Wheaton website, but you can also pause this at any time to go over some things. Oh, there she goes again. Okay, so how can you help your child at home? We actually developed a weekly checklist that you can assist learning for your students with the help of the teacher to kind of formulate more of that parent-teacher-student partnership. And Miss Gerhart, she's the Academy and Applications Coordinator. She's going to go over that with you right now.
Here at Wheaton High School. One of the things that parents always ask is, how can I help my child? What can I do to help them in high school? High school is a whole different landscape. It's different from middle school and elementary school, and we get that. One of the things we recommend is that on Tuesday nights, you have a meeting with your child. Set an appointment and make it a meeting with your child. The first time, it might take longer, but as they get into the swing of it, it'll soon become a very quick meeting. The idea of this meeting is to help them, to check in with them, and to make a plan for Wednesday. On Wednesdays, our schedule looks a little different, and we have virtual check-ins. Students don't have regular classes to go to, and they can check in with the teacher if they need help. A lot of students say, well, I don't need to check in, or I'm not going to check in, or they don't know how to check in. So my suggestion for you is to take some time on Tuesday nights and go over your attendance with your child, your grades with your child, and then to write down a plan for how they'll spend Wednesday. What assignments do they need to work on? What assignments are still missing? And which teachers do they need to check in on? What time will they start working in the morning? Will they sleep in a little later? What time will they finish working so that they can have some free time to themselves as well? Part one of our weekly checklist is to check attendance. Are you sure your child's attending all of his or her classes? One way to do this is to check in Parent View. You can get to Parent View by going to the Wheaton High School homepage. From there, on the right-hand side, when you click Parent View, it will show you, it comes up with the login, and once you log in, you can go to Gradebook, and you can see the attendance. Here we are on the Wheaton High website. When you get to the website, continue to scroll down, and you'll see on the right-hand side, there's the Parent View and Student View tab. Go ahead and click on this, and it comes up and asks you, are you a parent or a student? If you're logging in as a parent, you click a parent. If you're logging in with your student's credentials, which you can do, then you would log in as a student. You'll see the attendance comes up for your child. The X's are unexcused absences. When you scroll down, it will tell you the totals by period, and you can see this child has missed only one class. When we click on which class that is, it tells us this child was in period 1, in period 2, in period 3, and skipped period 4, which that class was homeroom. So that was actually period 8, and the teacher marked him absent. You can see and track your child's attendance using this system. Step 2 of our weekly checklist is to check the grades for your child. And you should check the grades in every class. And you can do this again through Parent View or Student View. As you heard earlier, you really want to check your grades in Synergy, not in Canvas. So you want to make sure you're listing the classes and you're checking your grades in Synergy. I'll show you what that looks like. This time we're going to check Gradebook. In Gradebook, you can see, this is a view of Gradebook, and you can see that this student has all of his grades. And so his biology class, and it tells you how many missing assignments over here. It tells you the percentage right here. And you want to make sure right now that it says MP2 interim. That means we're grading from the beginning of the marking period to the interims, which is exactly where we are right now. And you can go down and check all of the grades. Ooh, I need to have a conversation with my child about what's going on in history. It seems he has one missing assignment. And if I want to know more about what class that is, I can go in and it will come up. And so when you click on the class, it tells you the date, it tells you the assignment, and you can see the teacher here has marked it as missing, which is super helpful. Once you know what the missing assignments are, you can have your student log into My MCPS Classroom or Canvas, have them click on the class, and that's where they'll find the assignment. So synergy is where the grades are, but all of the assignments are in my MCPS classroom for each class. It's a good thing for you to check the grades and to check them regularly with your child. Again, we recommend doing it weekly, and a Tuesday night is great. Once you've got that, at this point, you can talk to your child about what are you going to do on Wednesday? You have a missing assignment in history, you need to get that one turned in. What else do you need to do? Did you get any assignments on Monday and Tuesday? Is there anything else you need to study? Are there any assignments you need to check in with? The last step in your weekly meeting with your child is to make a plan for the Wednesday. And by making a plan, you're listing all of the assignments that need to be done, and you can estimate how much time each one will do. It's also good to ask your child, what order are they going to do the assignments? Some students like to do all the easy ones, the quick and easy ones, the ones that are almost complete done first. Some like to tackle those big projects first and get that done. So work with your child and have a conversation about which assignments they should do and in what order they should do. They should also identify any teachers that they need to see during the virtual check-in. If you have a D or an E in any class, you should be going and seeing that teacher. When you check in, you're not just sitting there and waving hi to the teacher. You're having a conversation with the teacher. And some of the questions that you can ask the teacher are, which assignments should I prioritize? Should I do the homework assignments? Should I do the larger assignments? Should I do the ones more recently? Or should I do the ones that I'm missing from a long time ago? Are there any assignments that I can redo? Can I resubmit an assignment? Oftentimes, the answer is yes. Am I submitting my assignments correctly? Sometimes, if you're submitting through Kami or you're submitting through another third party software, sometimes it's a little different. So check with your teacher to make sure that the assignments you've submitted, they're seeing as submitted. And of course, you can always ask for clarification in any content area that you're unsure of. You should write down the time you're going to wake up and set your alarm, and the times that you're going to stop, when you're going to take the dog for the walk or play with your younger brother, or when you're going to stop and have lunch, or when you're going to be done for the day. By having a written schedule that you and your child come up with on their Wednesday should ease the burden on everybody in the household during Wednesday. The students know what they're working on. They've got a checklist, a priority list. They know what classes they're going into, and everything can work much smoother. By the end of Wednesday, the goal should be to have fewer missing assignments, a little bit more independence, and have a better communication with at least one or two of your teachers. I hope you found this helpful. We know that it's a lot. Please go back and rewind it and take notes if you need to. Email us. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help you or your child. We are here for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Lisa also has high school age children and
here at Wheaton High School.
Oh, stop, Lisa.
One of the
She also has children, high school age children in MCPS schools. So she gets it. We all get it, you know. It can be struggle, and any little bit, including a checklist that you do weekly, would really help. What other stuff do we offer at Wheaton High School for support? Because again, this is a difficult transition between 8th grade and 9th grade, and it's even more difficult during distance learning. So just a little bit of a summarizer. Teachers are available during Wednesday check-ins, every single Wednesday, including the Wednesday before winter break coming up. There is check-in times where your students can spend 20 minutes with all of their teachers on the check-in schedule. There also is focused student intervention time on Mondays and Thursdays. That has to be scheduled with the teacher and occurs after 2:45. There also is Friday homeroom study halls. Every Friday, the students can choose to go see a teacher of their choice to get help on any missing assignments. And then anything outside of those hours, the students need to make an individual appointment with that teacher. Believe me, teachers are so great at Wheaton High School. They're so willing to go above and beyond to make sure that students are being successful. And even if your student isn't missing anything, tell them to go to the check-ins and just to talk sometimes. I've used my check-ins not just for academic help, but also mental health help as well, because this can be quite a challenging time for our students. If you find that your student is struggling in a content area that they might not be getting that well, despite lots of different intervention with the teacher and with other students, then please have them contact me, Lauren Zolkowitz, to get sorry, uh, tutor for that subject. So it could be, it's an upperclassman tutor, a 11th or 12th grader. It could be a tutor in PE all the way to AP psychology. It can be in any subject, and it does not matter what subject it is. I will find a tutor to help them. It will be a virtual meeting once a week where they can go over work strategies and work ethic, as well as help them complete assignments. There's also additional supports. We always encourage you to go to the counselor first. If you visit the counseling page up at this top corner, that really narrows down exactly who your counselor is. You can also see that here and with their emails. That is the first level of defense for your child to go through. And then your counselor can then refer you to the Wellness Center. We are very lucky to have a Wellness Center connected to Wheaton High School that provides a nutritionist, provides mental health resources, provides a nurse, does physicals for the students when we're normally back in school. They do a lot for our students. And so to get connected to that Wellness Center, just have your student and yourself go through the counselor. Where can you find all this stuff? We covered a lot of stuff today, right? But you can find all of these materials on the Wheaton website. First, you click on 9th Grade Academy, and then under the 9th Grade Academy, you'll see where it says Parent Meeting Nights, and you'll be able to see this recording, the Spanish recording, all the documents that we use for today, and on those documents are the videos that you see in this presentation, and you will also see this entire slideshow there. Please, if you have any questions, you can email me at lauren_k_zolkowitz@mcpsmd.org, and I can help you direct you and to find your answer. Thanks so much for coming, and sorry for the impromptu recording since our other one was done only in Spanish. But I just want to make sure everyone had this information. Remember, marking period 2 ends on January 29th. Thank you. Have a good one.